Welcome to Pet Pals. I'm Dee Dee and this is Randy, the animal wrangler, and this is Miles. Miles is a pointer hound mix available for adoption at Frederick County Animal Control. And we are going to show you today some of our adoptable pets that you can consider for your own family or even for someone that you know that might be a good match for them. You can go to our petfinder.com website and find their pictures and pass them around, or come into the shelter and meet them. Miles is only 11 months old, as you can tell. He is full of energy and strength, and as with all puppies, we take 4 applications for every puppy, try to find the best match for someone that has dog experience, for the type of dog as well as the age of dog, and hopefully we're going to find a perfect match for Miles. A lot of dogs end up at the shelter when they are Miles' age, 11 months old, because it really is the most challenging part of puppyhood. He has got his adult-sized body, but he still has his puppy-sized brain and lack of experience. So Miles is going to need somebody with patience and some dog experience to make him, help him be all he can be. Oh, now you're going to eat your treat. Good boy. So if you think Miles would make a good match for you or someone you know, then contact us at the shelter. Our next guest this morning is Glenn. And Glenn, we think, is 5 to 7 years old and probably some kind of Maltese or poodle puppy. He is already neutered, and we found him as a stray. And what always surprises people is this little dog is just lovely. He likes people, he's good on the leash, he wants to sit in people's laps. But how do these dogs end up in the shelter and we have no matching lost report? We have no one calling the shelter looking for him, and we do get about 6,000 animals per year, and I've been doing this since the 1970s, and it will never cease to amaze me, the lovely, lovely dogs that end up in the shelter with no one looking for them. We do some due diligence to try to find homes for these guys and try to contact their previous owners. We check for microchips. We have a service that emails us pictures of lost dogs. We take lost reports 24/7. We put them on television. We put them on the internet. We talk about them on the radio. We put them on Pet Finder. And shockingly, only about 13% of animals that we receive in the shelter go back to owners who were looking for them. So, a couple things for this little guy. We made up the name Glenn, obviously. So if you know of a dog that looks just like this, that is missing, and his name is not Glenn, this could be him. And we would appreciate it if you would pass the word on that he's here. And if we don't find his previous owner, which we have tried for over a week now, then we need a new home for Glenn. And he is a lovely little dog that would be easy to integrate into your family if you like small dogs and would be willing to commit to his grooming needs. He's got much longer hair than this, and he'll need to be brushed a couple times a week or taken to the groomer once a month to keep his hair short. Your choice, and he doesn't mind it at all. So if you think that Glenn would make a nice match for you or someone you know, contact us or pass his picture around. He's a perfect little dog and definitely will make somebody very happy. We are back with our next guest, and this is Charlie. We suspect that Charlie is a Chihuahua Dachshund. He is also a baby and 11 months old, so he is about the full size that he's going to be, but he still does need to learn a lot. Obviously, he doesn't need to learn anything about people. He's perfect, jumps up in your lap when invited, but he's finishing up his house training. So for people interested in a young puppy, it is something to think about. You'll need to be at home for, you can't be gone for more than 10 hours a day and expect a puppy to get house trained. So we look for puppy homes for someone who has a dog walker, will use doggy daycare, or a flexible schedule so that they can come home in the middle of the day and let the puppy out. So he can be house trained and social and not too nervous. Dogs that are kept alone, especially puppies, for 10 hours a day, and then obviously they're alone again for the 8 hours that you sleep, if you're lucky enough to get 8 hours of sleep, don't become well-socialized, well-rounded dogs. So do think about your schedule when you think about getting a youngster, and how you're going to make that transition until they are old enough to handle their doggy responsibilities. So Charlie is available for adoption, and as I said before with our first guest, for all puppies we take 4 applications and find the best match. We're in the great position nowadays of having fewer puppies come to the shelter, about 300 a year, than there are families willing to take a shelter puppy. So we are lucky that we can pick and choose the best match so that they don't get returned to the shelter. It is very common for puppies to be brought to the shelter, just like Charlie, at around 9 to 12 months old because of failure to be house trained, or they're still chewing up things, or they don't like being left alone. These are all normal behaviors for puppies of that age, but it is hard for families to adapt to them. So we'll spend a little bit of time with you if you want a puppy, talking to you about what it's like, to make sure that you're ready. And sure enough, it'll be a challenge, and then within a year, best decision you ever made. So if you think that Charlie is a good match for you or someone that you know, then get in touch with us and we'll help you make that match. We are back with another puppy. This puppy already knows how to sit on command, and he is already house trained. Obviously, if he was left home alone unsupervised, he might chew up something or get into something because he is very young. He's only about 5 or 6 months old, and obviously he's mostly Basset Hound. We are calling him Ward, and he is a neutered male. His owner brought him to us because of illness in the family, and they just couldn't take care of a rambunctious, energetic puppy. And typical of everything we've talked about today, puppies are a challenge, and they take a lot of work, and as much as it's worth it, we really are going to try to prepare you. If you come into the shelter and say, yes, I want a puppy, we're going to do everything we can to let you know that they're probably going to break something valuable, and that they're going to be so lovable and cute that you may not mind. But we really do need to prepare you for the investigative skills of a puppy so that you will be ready for the commitment. We also recommend puppy classes. We can give you names of trainers. So if you think there is a puppy in your future, we certainly have plenty in the shelter right now. Understand that the reason they are here is because somebody got tired of putting up with all that they need. So you're going to have to be stalwart and prepared for the commitment it takes to get a puppy and withstand what they will do to your life. And then you'll end up with a fantastic, well-trained dog that's completely bonded to you, that you are also completely bonded to. So if you think Ward is just too perfect to pass up, then come by the shelter, give us a call, check out Pet Finder, or come to our open house, which is going to be this weekend. On Saturday, we're going to have an adopt-a-thon from 10 to 6. On Sunday, we are going to have our open house from 1 to 4, surrounded by other activities. We're going to have moon bounce, face painting, the usual. That's the weekend of May 5th and 6th. And we hope that we see you there. Hopefully Miles will already have a new home by then, but if not, we will parade him around for the open house, and obviously by then we will have new animals that you have not seen yet. We're going to take a short break, and we are going to come back with some more adoptable pets from Frederick County Animal Control. Hope you stay with us.
Are you looking for that perfect spot for your child's next birthday party? Look no farther. Frederick County Parks and Recreation can fulfill all your birthday party needs. Choose from any of our rec center locations. Your party rental includes tables, chairs, paper products, on-site facility supervisor, and much more. Pricing for our parties is $120 for 2 hours in our rec room, or $170 for 2 hours in our rec room and gymnasium. For more information and availability, call 301-600-2936 or visit us on the web at www.recreator.com.
Hey, look at that large group of paddlers over there.
Yeah, that's that Parks and Rec group again. Nice bunch. They're out here all summer. They do trips on the Monocacy and the Potomac.
They sure look like they're having a good time.
That's probably because the staff is so helpful and informative. Anybody can go on those trips.
Well, what am I doing out here with you then?
I don't know. Neither of us can swim, and you keep sticking me with that hook. Hey, what are you doing? You're gonna flip the... Oh!
Welcome back. We are back with adoptable animals from Frederick County Animal Control, and our first guest this segment is Sweetie. And Sweetie is a female tortoiseshell domestic shorthair, and she is doing with her front paws what we call making biscuits. It is an affectionate behavior, and it is associated with nursing, so it is something they do when they feel comfortable. And as you can see, Sweetie is pretty comfortable with people. She is only 10 to 12 months old, and someone found her, kept her for a couple weeks to see if they could find out if anyone was missing her, and they weren't able to find her owner, so they brought her into us. And we don't have any matching lost reports for this kitty, so she is in need of a home of her own. They said, the people who had her for 2 weeks, that they didn't even give her a litter pan. They were letting her in and out, hoping that she would go home to her other family if she had one. But they said she likes to sleep in boxes and she likes to chase lights. And as you can see, she is just lovely with people. So it should be pretty easy for us to find her a home. She is about a year old, which means she was born this time last year. And what is happening in Frederick County is with stray cats, lots of kittens are being born right now. So if you are thinking about getting a tiny kitten, in about a month, our foster homes will be full and our shelter will be full of tiny young kittens. And sometimes people say, well, I really should get an older cat because the kittens are easier to place. Yes, it is true. The kittens are easy to place, but we get about 1,200 of them. So if you want a kitten, please think of us first and come in about a month and look around and see what we have. But if you want the benefits of very young, already litter trained and affectionate, then we have a couple cats that you are going to be very interested in. So if you think Sweetie would make a good match for you or someone that you know, I can't see how she wouldn't, then give us a call or come by and meet her.
That's a lot.
We are back with our next cat guests. This is Billy. Billy is only 8 to 10 months old, and she also came to the shelter as a stray. She is a little more shy than our previous guest, but she is purring and is welcoming some attention and being in a different room. Sometimes that's hard on cats that are in the shelter. Is a lot of people think, oh no, they have to stay in a small cage, that seems mean. But what cats prefer is to be in a space they can control. And obviously once they're confident, the more space they can control, the happier they'll be. But in the shelter, they do like to stay in a small space that other cats can't enter without notice, and that people don't enter without notice. And by having a cage door that we have to unlock and open, it gives them the security that they can't be handled and bothered without warning, which really helps them to get braver. If you do choose to adopt a little kitty like Billy, then we recommend when you take her home that you put her in the bathroom for a day or two to help her get used to the space in your house. Sometimes cats that we find as strays and then introduced to a house have never seen things like ceiling fans or fireplaces, so it's nice if they can be introduced to those things gradually so they don't get frightened by any of them. She is already used to using her litter pan and going in and out of her carrier, eating dry and canned cat food, so she is well on her way to learning what it will be like to live in a family with people. If you think that Billy might be a nice match for you or someone you know, come by the shelter. Remember that we are open late on Wednesdays and Thursdays till 8 for your convenience. We are back with Tiggs, and Tiggs is another 10-month-old kitten, and he was taken in by someone who was not able to keep him, but he is used to people. He is not neutered yet, but we will neuter him before he goes home for adoption. One of the great things about adopting from the shelter is that you are adopting a cat for $92.50 if you get a kitten, and you are getting a cat that has been started on his or her shots, given some worm medicine, flea treatment, examined by our medical staff, and neutered, which is much less than you would pay if you took in a stray kitten and then had all those things done. Of course, taking in a stray kitten, we are in complete support of that, because every stray kitten that you take in does not come to the shelter and really does help us out. But if you are interested in getting a shelter cat that's been a little pre-screened, then we probably have the cat for you. This guy, Tiggs, is friendly and outgoing, and we color code all of our cats for personality to try and help you choose. Sometimes it can be overwhelming to come into the shelter to look at cats and say, oh my gosh, there's 40 cats here, every color, every size, every age. I don't even know where to start. So the way that we help you out is that we color code them blue, orange, and green. Blue are lap cats. They're easy to cut their nails. They're very easy for us to restrain. People of all ages can handle them. Orange cats are average, like Tiggs. Young cats, or cats that are strong and energetic and curious. And then we have our green cats, which could be anything from very young to a shy cat, or an older cat, or a cat that doesn't like dogs, anything we know. And when you come in and want to know more about the cats we have available for adoption, we have open book on their records. You can look at their medical screen, you can look at their personality profile, talk to volunteers about what they're like in the shelter. So very easy for you to get as much information as we have about all of the animals in the shelter when you come in to look. So if you are interested in Tiggs, or you know someone who might be, please come by the shelter this weekend when we have our open house and meet them all, or give us a call before then in case he's in high demand. We are back with Simba, and Simba is a beautiful cream-colored tabby with blue eyes. He is quite a big cat. He is about 6 to 8 years old, and he was owned by someone who only had him for 6 months. They got him from a friend, and they were trying to help them find a home for him. And they had 2 dogs and some kids, and said he got along with everyone very well. So Simba is available for adoption, and we are interested in finding him a home with somebody who will give him more than 6 months to settle in and make a commitment to taking care of him for the rest of his life. He is a beautiful cat. He is big, but he could stand to lose a pound or 2. It would make him healthier. But cats do not have overweight problems like people do with artery disease or heart disease. They just have to worry about keeping their weight down to prevent diabetes. So this kitty is perfectly healthy. We just would like for him to lose a little bit of weight while he's here and in his new home, and we can help you with instructions on how to get that accomplished in the best way for the kitty, so he doesn't have to be hungry and unhappy while that's going on. So if you are interested in Simba or a kitty like Simba, then please let us know at the shelter and we will help you make a match. We are back with our last guest today. This is Olive. Olive is a white dove looking for a new home. He would like most of all to live in a place with other doves, but if you are interested in adopting a bird without having more than one bird, then it is possible to give them enough affection and attention and an interesting enough cage that they can be happy that way. One of the things that Olive would need is more vertical space, more horizontal space. Doves don't climb. So the traditional bird cage you can buy in a store is very tall, and he could not use that space. What he needs is space to fly and be able to hop on the ground. Doves like to eat on the ground. He does have some popcorn in here. And as you can see, he's not very interested in having his food come out of a dish. So they need lots of floor space and lots of flying space to be happy. The cage that he is in is for display purposes only, and it is no way big enough for Olive to have a full life. So if you think that you would like to learn more about caring for a dove, give us a call. We can tell you all about it. And if you already have doves and would be interested in, after a quarantine period for him, introducing him to your flock, he would be very happy about that. Doves can live 15 to 20 years. So it is very important that you know this is a long-term commitment, about as long as you would give to a dog or a cat. And doves can be a little messy. They like to drop their food all over the place. So it's also something you should know about taking care of their cage. So if you are interested in Olive, please give us a call or come by the shelter and meet him. Check out information online about how you would take care of a dove and see if he would be right for you or someone that you know. Thank you very much. I know. Thank you. We were hoping he would make his little noise because he's pretty commonly doing it, and it's something that you definitely should know about if you are interested in adopting a dove. Half the people who come in say they find it very soothing and peaceful. It's a lovely noise. But since he's doing it constantly, you wouldn't want to house him in the room with your TV because that would definitely encourage him to join in, and it might interrupt your listening pleasure. So thank you for joining us on Pet Pals. We hope that you will join us again. That's one of his noises. That's his dove laugh. And he also has a dove coo, which he makes a lot more often. So if you are, thank you for joining us. And if you are interested in any of our adoptable animals, there we go, then please come by the shelter or check out Pet Finder or the website below for more episodes of Pet Pals from Frederick County Animal Control.